In this video, I will be sharing with you how to design a New Year crossover service flyer for church using Adobe Photoshop. Let's begin by setting the presets, the name, height and the width, resolution, and the background. The background is not necessary because I will be using a gradient background. After setting this, click on create. And now you see we have it 10 by 10. And as usual, I have all the resources saved in the folder. But before importing them, let's change the background. As I said earlier, we will be using a gradient background and it will be black and red. To do that, click on this and select gradient. Change the color style. Click on this. With this, we will be having a transparent background, which have been indicated here, color to transparent, but I would like to choose a color foreground to background. I change this color to red. I leave this with black, but I would like to change the location of this to 60%. Then click OK, and this I leave it in linear 90 degree or 100% and align with layer is selected. Then OK. Now I can add the image. Going back to the folder, I begin to add the image. Move it up, then you increase the size a little bit, then bring it downward. Alright, after having this, the next thing I'll be doing is changing the blending mode from normal to multiply. Then going back to the folder to import the next image. Holding your hotkey, then you drag. Before we can make use of eraser tool on this layer, we have to rasterize this. Right click on it, then you select rasterize layer, then you click on this. Okay, back to the folder. This time I'll be adding more than one image at once. To select more than one image, select one, then you hold your control on keyboard and select the next image. Drag to Photoshop. Now we have the two images, but before working on it, I will rasterize images. To remove that, we have to make use of eraser tool as well. Then you click on this, and this, but make sure this is not selected. Sample layer is not selected. Now to the icons. You can see we have black and we have white as well. I would like to change the overlay color of this to black. Go into blending option, then you select color overlay. You can see we have it black already, but you can see the opacity is 56. I have to increase it to 100. Then this lighting also is affecting. Change this as well to normal. Then you click on OK, and now you can drag it. Okay, now I think we added all the required image, but we made the pastor image, and I'll be doing that now. You can see the pastor image is having a blue background, which I don't need because of time factor. I'll be skipping this step, but you can get the link of how to erase the background from the description. Reduce the size of the image and bring it to the side. Now we added all the image. Let's group all this layer, then we lock it. Then you proceed to adding of all the required text. But before the arrangement, I would like to add a guideline to locate the center of it. Go to fill, then name guide. I want to be at the 5 because 5 is the center of this. Then I input 5 on the vertical axis. Okay, let's begin the arrangement. This first, I would like to change this text aka Hallelujah Chapel to a italic text and reduce the size. You can just add a little bit space between the text. Okay, when the size of this remain at 16, but I would like to increase the space to 200. Even you can just make it 400. I'm coming back to this cross, then let's continue on the other text service. I'm changing the text font because I want a different font for it, so I'll be using this and increase the size to 72. I would like to change the font of this as well to a bigger font. I change the font size of this to 120 and the text height to 160. Now after adjusting all these tests, then we come back to this. But before that, you can see this layer have not been locked. Make sure you lock this layer to avoid this arrangement. Right, back to this. Okay. Now back to this hallelujah tagged and cross. So let's begin by changing this to 90 degree vertically. Pressing Ctrl C and right click, then you select rotate 90 degree counterclockwise, and now you have this. What I want to do with the tag is making it vertical aligned with this hallelujah. I just come to here, increasing the size. Let's just use 400, but I want you to start from here to here, so I'm still increasing this to 600. I think it's okay like this. Then bring it closer to the hallelujah. The next thing I'll be doing is adding a outer glow to this hallelujah text. To add the outer glow, select the blend option and go to outer glow. So for the outer glow, I'll be using gradient color, not solid color. But before selecting the color, change this to normal. The opacity, I leave it at 35, then selecting the color. You can see this is in transparent. I would like to change it to color. Then changing this, I will change this from black to red. And click OK, and the other side to yellow, and click OK. This to softer. Then the spread, you can just spread it by 4%, and the size as well. Let's increase the size. I make use of 13%, and that is all for the outer glow. Then you click on OK. We have these two draw. I will just select the two layers and bring them downward. I would like to bring the hallelujah to the center. Don't know, maybe it's at the center already. Just click this. the Bible verse. I just put the Bible verse here. Now to the cross. First thing I will be doing here is increasing the size and changing the color. Once I open the blending option, then I come to emboss. Adding the emboss, then I want it to be at the outer. You can just follow this setting as I do it. Alright, once I'm done with the blending option, I just make this text to be bold. After bolding the text, what I just do is duplicating the layer by pressing Ctrl J. Once I duplicate the layer, then I bring it downward and edit it. But you can see this is joining together. So to avoid this, I'll just increase it to about 25. Alright, let there be space between them. The next thing I'll be doing is bringing the two texts to the center. By doing this and selecting this, then to the service. I'll be adding a drop shadow and an outer glow to this as well. You can follow the setting as I do that. After changing this drop shadow, then you go to outer glow. Using the same setting we used earlier for the outer glow, then you click on OK. Please move it upward. Highlight all the text and group them as well. Lock this, then you unlock this. You can easily move this. I'll be moving this text. Unlock this as well. Select the text and holding shift on the keyboard, then you select the logo as well and move them. And move this downward. Alright, for the text, don't come no and the name of the pastor. I'll be adding a rectangle to them. Selecting the rectangle to set the color, then remove the stroke. Then you draw the rectangle. Increase the edge curve to 50%. Since we have a rectangle at the back of the text color has to change to white. You proceed to changing of the color. Change it to white. Then you add the next rectangle. Just make sure the rectangle is at the back of the text. And now the second rectangle. I select my rectangle too. I change the color back to white and I draw. After drawing the rectangle, then I increase the curve edge to 100%. But you can see I'm using a white background and a white rectangle, which won't indicate there is a rectangle there. What I will just do is adding a drop shadow to the rectangle. I go to blend option, I select the drop shadow, then change the color to black. Reduce the opacity, then you set the angle. rasterize the layer. Make sure the rectangle is well placed. After placing the rectangle, add the layer marks, then select brush. If you are having your brush as this, not as circle, just make sure your cap lock is off. Then you add it gently to this. You can see I'm having it as white because my color here is white. Undo this and make sure your foreground color is black. After changing this to black, then make sure you are selecting the layer marks. Select this, then you draw. Just erase it gently. Let's add a sunshine effect to this. Okay, to the folder and import it to Photoshop. One thing you have to do now is make sure this layer is above the text layer. And you bring it upward. As we can see, it's having a background. To remove that is very easy. First thing you have to do is rasterize the layer. After rasterizing the layer, then you can select your selection tool and you select the only area you need. I will be using this only. Then layer file cuts. Doing that, I can delete this. Now I have this alone. To remove the background, just change this to screen. Then you increase the size. I only need this, but we are having some unwanted parts. I would like to select again by making use of selection tool. Click right click and select layer file cuts. I can delete this. We still need to remove this. Just select the layer and you add the layer marks. Make sure this is selected and change this to brush. Then you apply. You can easily increase the size. Okay. Now we are done with all the arrangements. Let's export the flyer and preview it. Make sure the format is in JPG and this quality. You can change it to great, excellent or very good, any one of your choice. What only happens once you increase the quality is that the file size change. I won't be making use of great, I will be using excellent, and you can see the file size have changed. Then you click on export. Select the folder where you want to save the picture. Let's change the name and save. Alright. How do you see the flyer? I would like to see your answer in the comment box. Alright, did you get something out of the video? If yes, consider adding a like to this video. And if you are new to this channel or returning and you haven't subscribed to this channel, please kindly subscribe and remember to ring the bell for notification of new video. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.